live,
gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
learn,
it. See, listen, this what I tell them.
serve,
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go
inspire.
out and I go get it. How to go,
You're in the
that's all
right
I know. I
place.
don't
You're
succeed
checking
if I
out
don't breathe.
Chip
Success,
Baker,
what does it
the
mean?
Success
If I
Chronicles.
conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
It's really good, man. Making some great connections and
That's what's
meeting a
up.
lot of people and learning lots, man.
That's what's up. Nah, I'm hyped. I'm extremely hyped for you. I know. Trust me. Like I remember when I early when I first got going, and I'm like, man, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get some work coming in, man. I was at like I'm outside of Breadco right now,
Yeah.
and that's my spot to get my work done every day. And so I remember just going to Breadco every day, and I remember going through like a 5-month period of nothing, just literally
Yeah.
planning and preparing. Like I'm still working, I'm still thinking of new ideas and presentations and the whole nine. But I'm still like back of my head, I'm like, yo, like I haven't had an engagement. I'm hungry. I'm like, yo, what is going on? And then I just eventually God stepped and put me in this mode of constant go, and shoot. I ain't complaining no more, man. I'm good. Like I'm straight. Like let's get it, man. I'd rather be go than just nothing. Slow, man. So
That's
yeah,
it, man.
I can attest to that.
That's what you pray for. And so when you get it, you can't complain. You gotta do it. You know what I mean? You ask for it, you know?
Absolutely, man.
So what we gonna hit on the hustle behind entrepreneurship?
Yeah, if that's cool with you, man.
Man, that's great. That's great for me.
I don't know if you got any format that you wanna
No, ain't no format, man. We just talk.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Like my format is we just get on like we're just hanging out, man.
Bet.
You know,
Nah.
so.
I think the reason why I wanted, I don't know, you asked me what was on my heart, and you know, being a speaker, being an entrepreneur, I want to encourage as many people as possible with, I'll put it this way. I want to encourage, empower, but also educate people on the ins and outs of entrepreneurship. So everybody sees the glamorous side a lot of times, or you know, they see it from like celebrity entrepreneurs who have already they put the time in, they built their company or their business, they built their brand, and they seeing the cars, the clothes, they seeing the traveling, and all of that is tough and tight and good and real and or whatever, but the beginning part before all of that, right? The journey of like we were just talking about, like going from not having anything to now you straight up booked all the way through August. Like that's nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like going from Breadco, sitting at Breadco months at a time, not having a single speaking engagement. 2016, I did a total of probably 10 engagements. All of them were pretty much free or highly discounted. I just did for April and May, I did maybe about 20 engagements, just those 2 months, 20 plus engagements. So I say that to say it's like people don't see those humble beginnings, and people don't see the hustle and the bustle behind it all. People don't see you going to meetings and emailing people and sometimes having to sacrifice certain things like family time or even a social life or this, that, and the other. People don't see that. People don't see it, and a lot of entrepreneurs don't talk about it.
They see the glory, but they don't know the story.
Absolutely. I love it. That was dope how you put that.
And so
go ahead.
This, like you said, just the grind of the daily grind of going from nothing and believing and trusting that things are going to happen because you're doing it for the right and from a good place, you know, and for the right purpose, you know. And so I think that when you do it that way, things will eventually for sure happen for you, but you just got to believe and continue to grind. But then the bigger picture, the next step from that is, okay, while you're on that grind, you know, and even when you get on, you know, are you continuing to, you know, lay low
Yep.
and continue to work to be
Yep.
better at
Yep.
your craft?
Yep.
You know, because there's always ways that you can maneuver about and be better to be more effective while you're learning, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. How do you, let me ask you this, how, having your own show, having your own podcast and doing this, how do you what are ways that you can perfect your craft? Like, what do you watch certain people, certain interviews, or what do you do?
Yeah, so things I do to perfect my craft, I think first of all, you know, the type of equipment that I use, any opportunity that I get a chance to talk to somebody that uses the same thing,
Okay.
you know, I try to take advantage of that. You know, for example, like I use a MacBook and I edit on iMovie. So any chance I get, if I'm in the mall, I'm gonna go to the Apple store and talk to the people like, hey, what's new on iMovie? You know, and they have those classes that you can take. And so, you know, I've done some of those things. And just, I think the really cool thing is, like as far as the speaking and the learning, like I watch people like you, you know.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Like, you know, I watch, you know, the E.T., the Inky Johnson, you know.
Yep.
I'm constantly, you know, searching for things to make myself better as a person, because I think that when you can fill your pot, then you can pour into others effectively.
I like that.
You know,
I like
so I mean, you know, answering the question, just, and then the other thing too, last thing is just always being in the mindset of a growth mindset. You know, I'm humble yourself, you know, but also be like hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, like, I'm thankful for every opportunity, but I'm trying to get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that.
How about yourself, man?
I would say all of what you said. Definitely watching others, watching the greats, watching those who are. I like to label. So because I grew up playing basketball my whole life, right?
Yeah.
I got this competitiveness about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think one thing I've been able to do that some people struggle with is remain competitive, but not let it take me away from values and principles that I live by. So you know how competitiveness can bring an ugly side out of people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I like to label others as, like E.T., Inky, again, others like local speakers here in St. Louis, other people like yourselves. I label everybody as, I call it healthy competition. What I mean by that is, when I see you doing your thing, like killing it, it's not like, dang, man, I should be doing better. I want to do better than Chip, man. Chip need to sit down somewhere. I can't. No. It's wow. Look what Chip is doing. That junk inspires me to take my game to another level. That's all it is. It's healthy competition.
And I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's funny is, man, I saw, because I follow you on all your platforms too. I saw you the other day on LinkedIn. You were at a school or something, and I thought the exact same thing. Like, I was like, man, that's dope. You know, like, he doing it, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think I hit you up, like, man.
You did. You commented. Yeah.
Like, man, that's good stuff, man. Happy for you.
I appreciate it. And that's what it is. Like, it's a mutual, and that's why I love people like yourself. Like, the fact we ain't even met in person yet, but I know it's coming. It's definitely coming. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, like, the genuineness you have towards me that I feel, and then I know I had the same for you. That happiness, being able to be happy for others, and then again using that to make it healthy. Again, I call it healthy competition. So that, to your point, that's what I do. I study I study everybody. I learn, because you can learn from pretty much anybody. From a person who may not be, of course, you know, you take away from ET. You know, he's put out a blueprint that has worked, and so obviously you can pull things from him. But you can also pull things from. I mean, you can pull things from anybody. You know what I mean? You can pull things from anybody. So
one big guy I do, John Gordon too. Like John Gordon. He's a Florida guy.
Okay.
Man, the Energy Bus. I don't know if you ever.
I've never heard of him.
But
I'm looking them up after we get done.
Yeah, look him up, man. Like the last book I read of his is The Carpenter.
Okay.
And it talks about, you know, this guy that's a carpenter, but like, you know, he takes his time with his work. You know, he puts his heart into it, everything that he does. You know, and it's just a blueprint of, you know, how we should operate, you know, in our lives, in our business. You know, explaining how, you know, this guy went about, and it's really cool. And all of his books have a character in the book that are related some kind of way.
Gotcha.
It's it pulls you because like you read the first one and you're like, oh, okay. Then you get the second one and it ties together, you know. Next thing you know, you read like 10 of his books. I got like 10 of them on my shelf. Yeah.
So that's something else. You do a lot of reading. You do a lot of reading.
Yeah. I read. Well, you know, it's crazy, you know, with this stuff, you know, you got to find time. Reading is getting more limited for me.
It is.
I'm going to more audio book.
I got you.
But I also still try to make time to read. At least it may not be as much as I like, but I make time for it because, and you know, just like music, you know, reading, like you can go to another place.
Yep.
You can be in a place, but really you're in another place.
Yep.
You know, and so I think that was one thing.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. You got it.
I wanted to comment too, man, on your healthy competition. How you were saying, you know, that made me, because I'm a music guy as well.
Okay.
You know, sports, music, you know. But it made me think about like the rap battles. Where you got people, you know, over time, like they're beefing, right?
Yep.
So, you know, and we were talking about to look at each other's stuff and being happy.
Yep.
What if them same guys that got rap battles got beef with each other? What if they just came together like we're doing?
Yep.
And said, hey, well, let's make some music.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
absolutely.
Instead of me putting it all out there like, you know, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of us going back and forth, wasting the time to do all that, hey, let's get together. Let's put out some dope music. You know, let's you know, compilations. You know, we can do some things and make some money together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's crazy you said that. So I'm working on, and part of that healthy competition phrase that I use, it's within this. I'm working on like an online curriculum right now, online speaking. Actually, it's not just for speakers. Online entrepreneurship class / curriculum. And man, I forgot where I was going with that. Got where I was going with it, man. Just literally escaped my mind. We was talking about the healthy competition.
Yeah, the healthy competition.
And then it's just coming together. So that's one thing I talk about is part of having healthy competition is collaboration. Point blank, period. Yeah. Like it's so important to collaborate, like 100%. Like, cause now what happens is, okay, let's use this example, like you just said. So now you post this interview. This is what we're doing. So now you got your following seeing me, and then when I post, I have my following seeing you through healthy competition and collaboration. But people don't get that. It's like it's a win-win for both sides. It's 100%. It's not like one side is getting more than the other. No, it's even exchange. It's a win-win. So it's something that I think in entrepreneurship, especially, I wish more entrepreneurs will understand that concept of collaboration as it pertains to healthy competition. If more entrepreneurs understand that concept better, I mean, every not only does every entrepreneurship win, but every entrepreneur wins, but also we reach more people.
Hey,
you know.
no doubt. And then, I think it's important to do that, but I also think it's important to be aware of your circle and what you have around you.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? And I'm
That's
gonna give you
good.
an example. Like you go to you go to a restaurant, right? And like you're looking back in the kitchen and you see this guy uh with this deal. I don't even know what it's called, but it's got a mesh on the bottom. It's got a little cup. Some of you people out there, y'all may know what that is. But like you put flour in it and he like shake it up.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
The flour, right?
Yeah.
Like you see him shaking it and
Yeah.
the good flour, the good stuff is coming out
Yeah.
on the deal, and the bad stuff, stays in the thing, and then he throws it away, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's how it is with our circle. We got to
Yep.
sift through and know that,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that we have the good stuff that we're hanging around, and I'm not saying, be, better than anybody. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm
Nah.
saying it from an humble place. I'm saying like, you have to surround yourself with the right people so that you continue to grow. And when you got the good stuff around you, nothing but good can happen,
Absolutely. And that, and see, the crazy thing is that concept. I mean, that's a concept for personal growth,
Yes.
but it's also a concept
Business.
for business. It's so it's you can go so deep on that, but it's like for entrepreneurs especially,
Yeah.
it's already stressful, it's already hard, it's already difficult. It has all of its adversities, it has all of its downs, it has all of its lows. You have days where you're frustrated, you have days where you want to quit. I mean, you have days where you want to throw in the towel. And so if you already got all this stuff going against you, you're going to have months where you sell like crazy, and then you have the next month you come through and you don't get no sales. You have a month where you got all these engagements. The next month you don't have anything. And so you got all of that going on already. But then you try to also mix in with that something that you can more so control, which is the people around you as a business owner. And now you fighting two different battles. The battle of getting sales one month and not having a lot, all of that stuff, that stuff you really can't control, really. Like I can't control that if I email somebody to get booked to speak at their college or their business or their school, that they're gonna fool with me, right? They're gonna go ahead and sign the contract, let's move forward, right? I can't control that kind of stuff. All I can do is do my best presentation and see what happens. But I can control who's in my ear telling me, I don't know if you should really have the confidence in being in going forth and trying to get a contract with that business to speak and work with that Fortune 500 company. I can control that. So if that person is talking like that, I gotta cut you loose, bro.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I gotta cut you loose. For that reason, I made my wife is my business partner. And if I'm being frank, she will always be my go-to. And even as our company grows, I don't see myself really adding anybody on in terms of like from a payroll standpoint, right? From an actual like they are part of my core team. It's really just gonna honestly always be my wife, and I don't mean that in a trying to exclude people and be like, oh, Tony just care about it. No. As an entrepreneur, that is one of the most important things I live by. I must have positivity around me at all times, and that starts with the people that are a part of my circle. So that is so crucial to being a successful entrepreneur. That people thing. So you hit it right on the money.
Frank, you're right. Hey, Tony, Frank Thompson.
Oh man, nah. I mean, it's the truth. You gotta be real, man. That's why I said the realness of entrepreneurs, man. Because you can get caught up. You could get caught up in what happens, and I'll be frank again.
Come on, Frank.
I'm like being real. Like I'll be honest. I'm starting to see a lot of a lot of success as a speaker, as an author, and as an entrepreneur. More and more people are starting to, see what I'm doing. And with that comes the responsibility of ensuring that you don't let newcomers that really weren't fooling with you at the beginning
and they
try
don't
to
know what
get
you've been through.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And and again, that's why I say my wife, she was with me. My wife, I think I told you, I think I said this I did, but I'm gonna say it again. She edited my book the day after our wedding. Feel me? Like the day after our wedding, she edited my entire book. She has her full-time job, and she's at every single speaking engagement. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she understands the hustle behind the vision. She was with me in the beginning when I decided to leave my former job and transition into the full-time speaking. And she thought I was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, she thought I was crazy. But she didn't fully understand, but she still jumped on board. And for that, I'm forever thankful. And again, going back to while we're talking about this particular subject, for that's why I'll always keep her around. She believed in me. And you gotta have, and it don't have to be your wife. I mean, it don't have to be your wife. It could be a mentor, it could be camp, it could be a peer, but it just gotta be the right people. So
well, two things on that, man. I think she was with you while you was shooting in the gym.
Yeah. This is true. Airballing, boy.
Yeah.
Bricks.
Whatever you throw up, she with you.
She was with you.
And then the other thing, I'm just call her Miss Frank.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. It's true.
Miss Frank.
Yeah.
Shoot. You weren't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah. Most deaf, man. Most deaf. So no, yeah. I think that's that friendship piece. I think another thing. I didn't know if you had something before I was getting ready to. You had something?
No, no, I don't have any. I think just as you were talking, it just made me think of trust. You have to have somebody around you that you can trust, and so, I mean, that's everything. I think you build that trust by having consistent habits.
Gotcha.
You develop self-trust, self-confidence, and then people around you know that they can trust you because they know what they're getting. Just like you said with your wife, like, I mean, like, that ain't something she had to tell you. She ain't had to say, "Look, you can trust me." She ain't had to say that, but by her actions, like, "Hey, we just got." Oh yeah, you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you all right?
Yep. That's it. I think that's important, man. Again, it goes back positive circle around you, man. Especially for entrepreneurs. Every entrepreneur. I mean, again, you're gonna face all this other stuff already. Why bring negativity into your circle? And again, you can control that. The other stuff you can't always control. Sometimes you can control it, but a lot of times you can't. You can control your circle. So, I got a question for you.
What you got?
So what is your okay? Let me ask you. I asked the question. How do you think someone who is aspiring to be an entrepreneur, but they feel like they don't have the time because they already have a full-time job, how should they go about, creating their company, creating their business? Like, how should they get going? How should they start? They got their full-time deal and they like, yo, I just don't have the money. I'm already tired from my full-time deal. Like, what's your opinion on that? What's your take on that?
Well, I think, I don't know, and let me see how I want to say this, because I have some very frank. I'm
being frank. You got to be frank too.
Hey,
let's get it.
Frank too.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I think there's no excuses. I think you make time. you know, and I'm gonna give you an example of this. You know, in my younger day, you know, I really like to work out, you know, and that was like, I don't do all that other stuff. Like, I don't drink, I don't go out, I don't hang.
Okay.
I don't do none of that, you know.
Okay.
Pretty disciplined guy, focused, you know, eliminate distractions, you know, and I've always been that way, and it's been a blessing. I was raised to be that way.
Gotcha.
And it's been beneficial for me, so I tried to stick to it.
You was born just like me, man. I'm same thing, bro. Same thing.
And so, I don't know, when my son was born, you know, I would always work out like after work in the evening. But when I'm a coach as well, so I'm already gone from home a lot.
Right.
My job requires a lot of time, you know, but you have to have the personal time. I believe in that. So what I started doing, instead of working out in the evening, I started getting up in the morning to work out. And so I adjusted my time. And so, you know, and now, because that quality time with him when I got home and my family was important, is more important than me getting my personal time. So I could adjust. And I think that's how it is in anything in our life. If it's important to you, you will make the right adjustments to put you in the right place. And if you're starting a business and you're passionate about it, and I'll just say, just like for me with the Success Chronicles, like when I had the idea with doing this, man, I couldn't sleep. You know, like my passion, like I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. So I'll be getting up early, you know, before my workout, you know, because my mind's going, okay, writing these ideas down. And so there is a way, you know. Now getting up earlier requires that you go to sleep early, and when you go to sleep, you know, but it's the same amount of time, but you just shift it. Absolutely. Way to make it work. And then when you make those adjustments in your life, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to be the best you that you can be. So that you can benefit your loved ones and the people around you.
Absolutely. Man, you went in on that one. You went in,
and that's something I'm really passionate about. Like I've truly like worked. You know, like I've been coaching it. I'm going on 20 years.
That's why I asked you the question, because I knew you was already grinding with that. Yeah.
And so like that's something that I've truly worked at throughout my life.
Gotcha. So the first thing you did before you fully transitioned or fully started the Success Chronicles was the idea came. You're saying the idea came.
Yeah.
You couldn't sleep. You was extremely excited.
Yeah.
Did you at all put anything before you started? Did you at all put a plan together or put anything on paper or anything like that? I'm just asking. I want because some people they like, okay, I get no excuses, but give me the practical. So that's why I'm asking.
I'll give you the step by step.
Yeah.
You know, you work with what you got and do the best you can with what you got. You know, what I started with was you know, my program that I had already on my computer. You know, I couldn't afford to buy no camera, no new computer, no software. I couldn't afford to do all that. So, you know, like I said, asking people questions, getting knowledge, you know, gathering all of the information and then once you have your information, then you go and you move, you know, try to move efficiently. Now, I can honestly tell you, I hadn't said, a lot of people, like, they'll make their goals with it. Like, I'm in uncharted territory, so I didn't know how to make the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm as I'm moving, I'm making them. You know, but I didn't set out to say, okay, well, and in my career, I did that because I knew where to start, and I've seen people like I don't have a clue. Like I know that's doing this. You know, so I didn't. There was nobody I could go to and say, hey, how did you start your YouTube channel? How did you do the motivation? Like there was nobody I knew that was doing it. So I had to ask people questions about every aspect. You know, how do you get a YouTube channel? How do you do the video and edit it? You know, how do you, all those different aspects, I had to learn that. So I guess to answer your question, like I didn't have that. I knew I wanted to do it. and then I press the gas, all gas, no brakes.
I love it. I love it. And and here's the thing. I think people have to know what works best for them.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mixture of you, but then I'm a mixture of my wife, in that my wife is super like, okay, this is the order, this the system, this is the, you know what I'm saying? It's the plan, right?
Yeah. And I'm that guy too. That don't get it.
Got you. Okay. But it sounds like
in a lot of ways.
Okay. So then the beautiful thing is similar to you. That was me. Like, that was me, in that when I got started, same thing. I will say what I did do. I was able to connect with a speaker before I stepped into the game, and he was able to show me a lot of things that I didn't know in terms of not necessarily how to speak, but how to make it a business. Right? I knew how to speak, and I knew I was gonna get better, and I'm continuing to get better, because every rep I feel myself getting better. So that was one thing, but I didn't know how. Okay, how do I build a base? How do I brand? How do I market? How do I reach out to people? How do I get my name out there? So he showed me that. He showed me the ins and outs of that, and I will say, kind of jotted some things down on paper, and then had a kind of a vision or an idea or a plan of where I was going, and I continue to kind of have a checkpoint right now, like focus on. I know, like right now, my biggest thing is college, non-local college speaking engagements. You know, I was able to get a lot under my belt for the 2017-2018 school year. So now I'm early, getting dates now, solidifying dates, college, non-local college, and high school dates to have a crazy run for the fall, winter, spring. So I guess I'm always just thinking ahead, and I think it started when I first got started, when I was thinking, okay, where do I want to be? All right, let me try to put something down on where I'm going. So I like the, you know, I like the no excuses.
Yeah.
And then I like how you was just like, yo, you said, like, I got this idea, and I'm gonna have an idea within the idea of how I'm gonna do it, and then I'm just gonna go with it. I might not have all the right stuff. I don't know. It reminds me. So I just posted a quote, and it says, make sure I don't butcher it, man. I said, take what you do have and build with it so that you can create what you don't have. So, like, everybody has something to build with. Now, we all don't have the same tools, the same resources, or the same quantity of tools and resources, but everybody has something. You don't got money, you got people. If you don't have people, you have time. You don't have time, you know, you have something. It might not be as much as the next person. We all got something. And so if you don't have the time, but you got the money, use your money to create the time. If you don't have the money, but you got the time, build with your time to create the money. If you don't have the resources, but you have the money and the time, take the money and the time to create the resources. And so I'm just a firm believer, like, because that gives me freedom every single day to wake up and get after it. Because if I have a mindset of a victim mentality of I don't have this, or like you said, people saying I don't have the time, or I'm too busy, or I got my 9 to 5, it's like, yo, you just gonna continue to, like you said, make excuses.
Yeah, don't it's simple. Don't make excuses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's that simple.
It's very simple.
Like, no gray area. You're gonna do it or you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna do it, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not gonna do it, decide to not do it and do something else.
There you
but
go.
you can do something.
Yeah.
You know,
like you said you woke up early. You started waking up early.
Yeah.
Like that's
sacrifice. Yeah.
Sacrifice. So so instead of getting an extra, maybe, I don't know how early you wake up, I'm assuming maybe an hour, I don't know. Instead of getting an extra hour of sleep, using that towards, and then I love that what happens is eventually your what was your side or your part-time becomes your full-time, and you don't even have to fool with that other thing that you were originally your full-time. So yeah,
Hey,
I love talking.
You telling my secret, Frank.
So they gotta know, man. They gotta know, man. They gotta know, cause I got so many, man. Entrepreneurship is hot right now. It's super, super hot, and I love that it's hot. And I think a lot of people can do it. I think there are also people that aren't cut out for it.
Yeah.
But the people that are kind of playing the fence, I think they need to understand that the faster they go ahead and leap into it, and that sounds like what you did. You just leaped into it, jumped into it, then the faster they see success.
Well,
So,
you know, and here's another concept or thing I'm gonna hit you with too. If you can just take the first step, you know, because like the hardest thing to do for anything we're involved in is you got to get through your thoughts and your you know, your negative thoughts or whatever, your overwhelming
fears, the doubts,
all of that, your terror barrier, you know, all of that, you know, fear wall, all of that stuff. You know, you got to get through and just say, well, I'm just gonna take a step, and it's, you know, it's simple. I'm about simple, you know. So I'm not saying, hey, just I'm gonna dive all in there and do it all. You know?
yeah.
like I mean,
Yeah.
eventually, yes, you know, but just take one step towards it, you know, and then when you take one step towards it, then you'll see that you'll start gaining momentum, and it gets to be easier and easier for you as you're pedaling, as you're stepping, you know. And so, like, you know, in that case, and like in my case, like I said, I knew I wanted to do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I took a step forward. So I started finding information on how to do it, you know. And then once I get the information and see, like, is it really possible for me to do it? Yes, it is. You know. So then I started, and so like now, so check this out. So where I once started not having any knowledge or information or anything, man, now I'm getting to interview people that do all of that stuff that I'm interested in, and they can help me with knowledge to help me be better. So like speakers, you know, guys that are doing but not just speaking, but like this is their thing, this is their business. TEDx organizers, I'm interviewing
that's crazy.
You know,
that's
people, life coaches.
That's
crazy. People that, like, I've interviewed like the CEO of a life coaching society. You know what I'm saying? And all of her people, you know,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
You know, people that have podcasts, people that have YouTube channels, you know, people that are, you know, special ops in the military, people that are, I mean, so it's been a true blessing. And if I wouldn't have taken that first step, just one step, you know, if I wouldn't have taken that step, I wouldn't have been blessed to have the opportunity to do anything. I wouldn't have been blessed to have the opportunity to meet you, Frank.
Absolutely. And that's
bad, man.
That's it. No, you good. I'm cool with it. But that's what people don't understand. Like, so wait, how long has it been?
Man, this
since you first started?
Almost a year and a half, man.
So just imagine this what blows my mind. Just imagine that if you still hadn't started. You know what I mean? Like, all of this you've done wouldn't even exist.
That made me sick to the gut, man. When you said that, like,
that's what I'm saying. And then now I'm gonna take a step further. If all that you've done happened in a year and a half, just think about what the next year and a half is about to look like.
It's on, baby.
You feel me, bro? Like
it's on.
It just makes you, to your point, you get that momentum, and it makes you hungrier and hungrier and hungry. And pretty soon it's like you get into a default mode. Like quitting is not even an option.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's like that's the deal. Like no excuses ain't an option. No, like quitting and going backwards, that ain't an option either.
It's not an option.
That's simple. Like I said, I'm all about simple. Like you gonna do it or you ain't, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go get it big time.
And I did, but I will say, because it's a lot of again, aspiring entrepreneurs or people I'm talking about like day one starting off or week 2 starting off. It can when it's super early and there's no momentum, it feels like like them days in Bread Co for me.
Yeah.
Them were dark days. Those were days where I was like, yo, is this even really worth it? And to be frank, that was around the time I was getting ready to step into marriage. Me and my wife. That was right around the time we was getting ready to get we was planning for the wedding. And so it's like I'm not getting anything. I'm not contributing financially. You know, you got this whole this whole, you know, as a man, you know, you wanna provide for you, for all of that, all of those thoughts lingering, and so it becomes tough. It becomes tough. But once I was able to be the keynote speaker for a Walgreens event, that I ate that and I used it. And then when another school, when I remember when my first big school booked me, I ate that and I used it. And I was like, yo, okay, I got something. And then I took that and then I promoted that. And then somebody else saw it and they booked me. And then I was like, yo. And then it led to getting bank sponsorship deals to launch my own speaking tour that I just wrapped up. And I'm like, yo, like, it's like I can't at this point, it's no going back. At this point, it's no going back. And I mean, I'm glad I got over that hump. Right. I think all entrepreneurs, I call it that hump. It's that early on hump. And it may be multiple early on humps. It may not just be one, or it might be a season of early on humps. But I believe every single entrepreneur has those humps early on. That and they don't realize that if they just get over those humps, or it may be 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 10 of them on the other side of those humps. Oh my gosh. It's that greatness. It's that next level. It's that. Yeah.
It is, man. And then I look at it like, you know, you call it humps. I look at it as like speed bumps.
Ooh,
you know,
I like it.
And like, in order to get to your destination, you got to go through those speed bumps. Just like I said, like if you know that you want to get somewhere, like you got to know that I'm going to have to go over the speed bumps. And, you know, in the speed bumps, there's going to be a lot of no's. I mean, you know, like you said earlier, I mean, like it's a whole lot of people you emailed out that they ain't respond, or they said no, you know, they ain't want to take a chance on you. You know, even now, it's a whole lot of people that tell me no, they don't want to interview. You know what I'm saying? But I can't, you know, that's not going to stop me from continuing to grind. You know, it don't stop just because, you know, it doesn't fit right or whatever. You know, I'm respectful of your opinion and everything, you know. Okay, let's go, you know. And so, I don't know, me, you know, my first car I had was a stick shift, you know, and you know, when you, for those of you that had a stick shift, you know, when you go over a bump or you're going uphill, like it's some work, you got to put it in the gear and you got to, you know, you got to give it gas and then get even with the, you know what I'm saying? And it's an art to it. You know, the first couple of times you do it, you don't give it enough gas in the car, you know, you go backwards. So it's an art to getting over the speed bump. You know, each person has their own way of getting over your own personal speed bumps because you have different things that affect you and make you move differently. That makes sense. But at the end of the day, you got to keep pressing the gas. You got to know where your destination is. You got to know that you control if you get to your destination or not. So, you know, you can get on the speed bump and go backwards, or you can just say, hey, I'm gonna just keep trying and I'm gonna get over it, knowing that once I get over it, like you said, it's a good thing and I want to get to on the other side of it. And while I'm doing that, there's gonna be some other speed bumps too. You know, and like, you know, like for me, sometimes if you're in the parking lot, you can go around them. You know, you gotta go. You gotta be smart. You know,
smart. That's true.
You know,
That's true.
Over there, I go to the side and go.
That's true.
You know, get one side on the. You know,
that's true. That's 100% true. And I was gonna you got to answer this question. My next thing, because you hit on something. My next question was gonna be how should an entrepreneur, or what are ways that an entrepreneur can basically overcome the no's? When they get a no, how do you find that resilience? How do you find that push that when somebody tells you no, to keep going, right? Because I know I get the whole, you know, again, we go to resilience and we go to beating adversity, but practically, how would you say practically, how have you, for example, so somebody, you email or you reach out to somebody, hey, I want to interview you, they tell you no. What is your routine to bounce back from that? You know?
That's good, man. I like the fact that you're in the practical.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that because we all need practical. Because the first deal is to say that when one door closes, another one opens.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
And it's a mindset. But practically what I do is, you know, I learned this, you know, if you don't ask, you won't hear yes or no.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and so you
Yep.
have to ask. If you want it, you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and if you get a no, I mean, all they can do is say no.
That's it.
You know,
That's it. That's the worst thing.
yeah, you know, and at first it was tough for me.
Uh-huh.
You know, but then I had to realize that, you know, just because they're telling me no doesn't believe that they don't believe in my vision
Okay.
of putting out positive
Okay.
and negative.
Okay.
You know, it may just be, well, you know, that person don't like to be on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I have to respect that. So I have to respect their no. You know what I'm saying? And so, and say thank you, and then just move about. But then there's some people that I know that have a great story, and they're kind of like, oh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talk to them about it and explain to them, you know, why I'm doing it. I can only give you the information. I can't control what you do. I can give you the information. Then if you choose, then I'm with it. Now the big deal, and I'm figuring out a creative way, because I'm gonna put this on my social media soon. But the thing that warms my heart, man, like it's good for me, you know. Like there's been some people that I've come across that have said, okay, Chip, man, I don't normally do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get in front of the camera. You know, like I've interviewed like a music exec. He's over like the South area. And LaRon Harris is his name, but he's a Janelle Monáe. I mean, like he's a big time mover and shaker. And he's from Detroit, real private. You know, he don't put his business on. Then another lady I did the other day, you know, it was the same way. Like I'm normally behind the scenes. You know, I don't do all of that. You know, I just do my thing. But you know, because it's a positive platform, and you know, the vibe that they got from me of genuineness. I'm not trying to get over on you. You know, I'm not trying to. You know, I'm coming to you not wanting something. You know, I'm coming to you to say, hey, let's work together and share some positive vibes. You know, help the world be better. And so they was like, well, you know, since I saw it was a good thing, I decided to do it and get out of my box. And I just, you know, I sent him a message the other day because I was thinking about it, reflecting. And I was like, man, I'm truly appreciative of people that will think enough of me and what I'm doing to say, man, it's pretty cool and I don't mind being a part of it, because even though I don't know, you know, and then when they tell me at the end, like, man, that was live, you know, like I enjoyed it. Like that makes me feel good and helps me know that the work I'm putting into it to be the best me that I can be is effective.
So I want to get this right, because I look, man, you hit so much. So when you get to know, you don't shut down. Like you don't shut down. And I think that's key. I think that's so key, because a lot of entrepreneurs, especially early on, they shut down. They just shut down. As soon as they get to know, they shut down. But another thing you said is, after you get that resilient mindset of, okay, I'm not shutting down, then you said something key. You said you basically put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
You think about why they said no.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something entrepreneurs miss as well, because some, if they don't shut down, well, then they don't go to take a step further and say, okay, is there a way that I can make adjustments based upon what I know about them so that it can become a yes? And that's so key, because what you just said was you have a conversation with them on why they're hesitant or why they said no. And then you say, okay, well, we can do this to tweak this to fit your need.
Right.
And I think that's my story on that personally is no joke. So two banks sponsor my speaking tour, right? The first bank that agreed to sponsor it told me no originally.
Yeah.
They had I had multiple meetings with them. I think it was the second or third meeting. I proposed the tour to them, tell them the amount of money I'm looking for. They tell me no. Chip, in the same meeting, the exact same meeting, they ended up telling me yes. And the reason why they ended up telling me yes is because after they told me no, as he said no and started explaining, I was thinking in my head, how can I repitch this to make it more customized and tailored to their needs? And then so I was thinking, I'm like, okay, let me say this again. And I go through my whole spiel and I tweak some things. And then it ended up becoming a yes. And then the second bank jumped on board because that first bank jumped on board. So I think from a practical standpoint, if entrepreneurs get to a level where it's like, okay, say a person says no, but that does not necessarily mean no. That just means I need to, one, stick with it, but two,
take the detour.
Take the detour. And then I may need to tweak something on my end.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a level, check this out. Maybe there's a level of professionalism that I'm not quite meeting. Yeah. Maybe there's some weaknesses that I have that I can make strengths that that person is looking for. And then I can come back and ask again a different time, because that's happened to me. Originally it was a no, wait a year, come back, ask again. It was a yes for a booking. So yeah, I was just wondering practically what your process was, and I love that.
And we have to look at ourselves too. Like you said, you know, it made me like I like how you got those practical things out of it. Like, man, that's deep. Oh man, that's all right. you know, but we do. I think everything it starts with you. You know, it starts with you looking within yourself and striving to be the best you that you can be, and you know, always, you know, self-reflecting on your moves and the things that you do and the actions, and striving to be the best.
Absolutely.
You know, and so just like I said, you know, I'm very respectful. You know, if there is a no, you know, it's not like, oh, well, screw, you know, it ain't. It really immediately goes to, you know, what did I do?
Yep.
Say no.
There you go.
You know,
man.
But you know, but then you realize, well, man, I was professional about it. I was respectful. The way I came to him was not disrespectful.
Yep.
You know, then you look at, you know, maybe just not their deal. You know, people have said, you know, I like what you're doing, but you know, personally, you know, I don't know if I'm successful. You know, I'll tell you this scenario. So there's been, I don't know, man. I asked hundreds of people, you know, and so there's probably been like 20, 25 or so that have said, you know, well, I don't know that I'm successful. You know, I'm kind of just starting. I don't feel that I'm successful. I don't know if that's right for me, you know. And then I hit them with this. Okay, so yes, it's the Success Chronicles, but really my interest is more about your path and your ideas on success. You know, because I think success is a ongoing process.
It is.
It's not a destination. It's a journey.
It's not an amount of money. Yeah. It's not a number of cars. It's not a number of accomplishments. Yeah.
Yes, it's ongoing. And so, you know, then, you know, probably about 3/4 of those people was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, I'm in. you know, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Yep.
You know, so
because you're redirecting it, you're re-explaining it to make sure they fully. I love it, man. I love it. You look at yourself first. Okay, they said no. Look at myself, and then it's also key to have. And this goes back to early on when we was talking about the reason why you got to have that close circle that you trust, that close business partner, or the people that's gonna be honest with you, is because you're gonna need a person to tell you if it's you or if it's not you. Yeah. So if it's you, they're gonna have to step in and say, yeah, I think the reason why they said no is because you didn't have this or you didn't say this. But on the flip side, a person's gonna have to say it at times, you know what, I'm Tony, I don't think it was you. I just think, you know, for whatever reason, they just weren't feeling it. But I don't think you need to change nothing. Because that's another thing. Entrepreneurs get caught up in making the mistake of, oh, I need to. There are times where you do need to tweak and improve and change. But there are times where it's really not you. It's just honestly not you. It's the timing's off, or like you said, you're not what they're quite looking for. And even if you adjust, it's just not a good fit. And I like how you said it's just that closed door. It's another thing. A closed door for me is an open door. That's how I look at it. If it's a closed door where I honestly did my best and it just didn't work out, you know, I did my best in my approach, and I was professional, and I have all the tools, but they just didn't fool with it. Wasn't for me. That's how I look at it. Wasn't for me.
But picture this. Picture yourself in this room, right? And it's only one door in that room, and that door is closed on you. Bruh, it's a window over there. I'm going through the window.
I love it.
Like
I love it.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mind to, you know, get my jeans cut up. You know, it don't matter. I gotta do what I gotta do to make it happen. You know, at the beginning, like, no excuses. Like, if you want to get it done, you get it done. And one other concept that I wanted to hit you with that you made me think about too, as far as, you know, you talked about having somebody around you to be able to tell you, and I agree with that. But you know, one thing I've seen, like in my profession, you know, I was also an athletic director, you know, hometown. So you know, sometimes you're in situations where you don't get to have that.
Wow. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And so like in my younger age, in my younger career, I had those people like right next to me, the desk next to me, or, you know, as a phone call, you know, and or they were with me because we worked together, you know, or my mama, you know. But as you get older, you know, you go from being the seeker outer on that shift, you're the person that gives that. So, you know, you have to find ways within yourself.
It's true.
To get those answers and process that stuff on your own. And then, man, you got me going deep today, man.
Nah, this is good. This is good. Let's go.
And then further than that, I don't know, when you're the giver of that, and then further than that, just that knowledge, you have to seek that on your own. I think it just goes back to striving to be the best you that you can be and making the best decisions you can.
Gotcha.
And you're not going to always be perfect with it as well, but you have to learn from that experience.
Yep. That's that a lot, man. We just hit a lot. Like, we just that was a book. That was low key a book right there.
Right here, Jack. And I knew it was gonna be hot with you, you know. But like, man, I ain't know we was setting up the bonfire.
Nah. This joint here, man. It's just so important, man. With you being an entrepreneur, myself being an entrepreneur, taking an idea and making it real. And then just encouraging people, like anybody who watches or listens, just like make the idea real. Just start somewhere like Chip did and make the idea real. Take what you have. I don't care if you have the worst computer program ever. My man Chip said he couldn't afford certain things, man. He said, I don't care that I can't afford it. I'm going to take what I have. I'm going to take what I do have, and I'm going to build with it. And then I'm going to create junk so that eventually I'll get to the MacBook. And then eventually I'm not just interviewing just local people. I'm interviewing this guy, Tony Thompson from St. Louis, Missouri. Man, I'm spreading out. I'm all over. I'm hitting up TEDx organizers, because I took what I had and I built it on it, and I created what I didn't have. And so that junk gets me hyped. That's why I fool with you, Chip, man. That's why I was like, when you reached out to me originally, I did my research. I'm like, yo, this dude killing the game, man. He killing it. And I talked to you. This our second time. I'm even more hyped. I'm looking forward to the next time we hop on. Yeah. And I'm like, because you're doing anybody that can take an idea and jump and leap with not having too much and make that jump real. I'm gonna fool with you. 100%. 100%, man. So I commend you. Because I know entrepreneurship ain't no joke. I commend you on the fact that you have a full-time. You got your full-time, and then you doing this as well. I commend you on that. I commend you on the commitment level that you have with it. I commend you on also the fact that you chose something that is beneficial for, again, as this is something else in entrepreneurship, we didn't really hit on it, which could be for another day, but you chose something that is truly going to make a difference for not only the people listening to this session, but also like making a difference in my life. Because now, again, you're doing something that's allowing my platform to be seen. You don't even have to do that. You sharing, you every time you interview somebody, you're not only blessing the people that are listening and getting facts and getting nuggets, but you're blessing the person that you're interviewing because you're sharing your platform. And that in itself is amazing, man. So, man, props, big props, man. Big ups to you, man. I'm in your corner. I always say, anything I can do for you, you let me know, man. I'm definitely here for you, man. I'm praying for you. I'm hyped. Any way I can help you, you let me know, man. I'm down for you. So
say this, and then we get off, man. I think, like in our lives, we have to learn that it ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that, growing up with my mother, she told us, you're going to have to give service. We'll be in church, and you're going to either sing in the choir, you're going to be a usher. They say usher, usher. But, you're going to do usher. I've learned now, I got some schooling, them degrees or whatever. Now it's just usher, not usher. But,
nah, man, mom always right. Mom is always right. It's Ursula.
And I ain't never told her she wrong. But I just, when you learn that it's not about you, man, and it's about giving service, and I think when you help enough people in the world get the things, it's a Zig Ziglar quote that I believe in, man. I try to live by that. You help enough people get the things they want in life, you'll get the things you want in life.
Wow. So powerful.
And that quote is on my desk at work. Like every desk I have, I keep that quote. And so it's bigger than me.
Yep.
I just want to be a part of the ripple effect of spreading the positive vibes in our world, man. And leave a legacy.
Yep.
I was talking to, one of my homeboys, about this in the early stages. My drive is like, man, why you working your butt? I was like, yeah, man, like it's bigger. It's not about me. Like when I'm gone from this place, man, like I want my son to be able to look at that and say, wow, dang, that's, man, he did all of that, like to me, like that's a Martin Luther King type thing, like
absolutely.
I look at Martin Luther King, like, man, that's crazy, so like, I mean, I don't know, no way am I that, but I'm just saying.
No, you killing it,
in comparison, just something.
Yeah, you killing it, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I'm a big fan, man. I'm a fan of Chip Baker. I'm a fan of Success, the Success Chronicles.
Yeah, man.
I'm a fan of your movement, man. And all I'm gonna leave you with is don't forget about me, man. Like, don't forget about me when you get big out here. Don't forget about me, man. Tony Thompson is my name. Look at my face, man. Don't forget about me.
Hey, you got a new name for me, bro. Yeah, hey, Tony Practical Frank. Okay, because like I love the practical. Everybody needs the practical. I mean, like we can tell you the big stuff, but like tell me exactly what you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, boy, go do that.
Yeah.
Like make it simple for me. Tell me what I need to do. and then being open and honest with it, the frank.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thinking realistic, being open and honest, and I think when you can put those two together, man, practical, frank, it's an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
So, man, saying just those words like you gave me, I truly feel the same way about you. I think you're doing amazing.
Appreciate that.
So happy that you're a blessing to so many people, and that you. It's amazing when you shoot to do things the right way. Everything else in your life falls in order. Just like you said, relationship. Making connections with the people that sponsor, and which allows you to be a blessing to so many people. And so, same sentiments to you, my man. Whatever I can do.
Appreciate that.
Hey, I'm riding with you, baby.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Well, cool. We on each other's bus, or each other's train then. So I'm down,
That's
man.
it,
So
man. Well, we'll catch you next time. Thank you guys for checking out this heat session with with my guy Tony Thompson and Chip Baker. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.